you're gonna need this. Now, this is the book I was telling you about. Now, sometimes you guys are staying in the same hotel, sometimes you're not.
Green Book is in reference to what was called the Negro Motorist Green Book, which instructed black people where they could stay in the South safely and be welcome.
It was separate but equal during that time. There were a lot of whites-only places, and that could be very tricky.
Believe me, you and the Deep South, there's gonna be problems.
Musicians like Don Shirley, Lena Horne, Louis Armstrong, what was unfortunate was you could be a legend, but you couldn't stay at a place that was subpar or literally spend the night anywhere in the United States because of the system of Jim Crow and racial segregation.
Traveling while black.
I guess.
Got a special book for that?
It was written by a man named Mr. Green. A black man had a hard time finding places to eat, sleep. So he wrote a book, and it published all the places across the country.
Are you looking for the commode?
Yes.
Yeah, here, let me help you. It's right out there for that pine.
The way that he did it was because he was a postal worker, he was in the union, and he had this huge network of other postal workers throughout the country who were literally walking the beat. And he enlisted them to promote his Green Book because they knew the merchants, they knew people, and they said, hey, do you want to be a part of this? People called it a AAA for black people, but it was really so much more. It had drugstores, doctors, taxi service. So it was a real testament to the entrepreneurial spirit of the black community.
So, darling, what you do all dressed up like that?
He's only the greatest piano player in the world.
Show me.
In the mid-'60s, the civil rights era, fortunately, eventually the need for the book dwindled, and they stopped publishing, I think, around 1966. So now it's like a relic of the Jim Crow era.
There is a growing movement to tell the full history of our country. You have activists in all different forms, whether it's a preservationist like myself or folks in Hollywood that are writing scripts and plays to bring these stories to life on film, films like Selma or Hidden Figures, and now the Green Book. They help to tell a more compelling and authentic American story.
When you have two people from disparate backgrounds finding a way to coexist together, it speaks to how we need to learn to coexist in society.
You never win with violence. You only win when you maintain your dignity.
Friendship and love and acceptance will always be relevant no matter what time you're in.
The story at heart is about obstacles that Tony and Doc Shirley faced together.
This gentleman says that I'm not permitted to dine here.
Well, you don't understand. He's playing tonight.
It's club rules. I'm sure you understand.
I don't think we've gotten over that as a culture, whether that be specifically about an African-American issue or a gender issue or LGBTQ issue, whatever. Those issues have always been a part of our culture, and that's something that we always have to shed light on and try to eradicate.
How does he smile and shake their hands like that?
Because it takes courage to change people's hearts.
This is complete opposites, somehow finding common ground. I think it's just something that could be understood in every culture, every language.
Victor Green writes in his introduction in the 1940s, you know, that hopefully there'll be a day when we don't need this.
It's important for Americans not to be trapped in the painful part of the Green Book story, but to also see the moments that we can celebrate. The story of entrepreneurship, the story of solving social problems, the story of the black community creating its own social movement and as a way to support itself. Can we draw from the legacy of the Green Book and its story of entrepreneurship to inspire more African Americans today?
People love what you do. Anyone can sound like Beethoven or Joe Pan or them other guys he said, but your music, you do. Only you can do that.
Thank you, Tony. But not everyone can play Chopin. Not like I can.